I'm semi, I stay automatic. Money add then multiply.
It's me, the views again. Long time no see. It's officially August, so I definitely wanted to come and make a college advice video specifically for the freshmen out there. I just wanted to bring some knowledge to you. I'm splitting this into two parts. This is for two parts. First is going to be basically a video based on academics and basically how to be successful academically. And then the second one is going to be more of social advice, you know, parties, the guys, the realty, all that stuff, okay? The second one should be up later next week. I don't know, whenever I decide to turn the camera in. All right. A lot of my most popular videos on my channel are about college, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Number one, and I said this back in my What People Don't Tell You About College video, college is not like high school in the sense where you're going there, you're doing homework, you're coming back, you're taking quizzes, you're taking tests, you're doing group work, all that stuff. College is you go to lecture, you teach yourself the material basically after the professor has relayed it to you. You're processing the information and then you're going and you're taking an exam on it. Everybody is like,
you gotta learn to study.
How? Because of the way the college classroom is set up where the professor gives you the information and you take notes, or some don't. What you need to do is be able to find a way that best suits your learning methods outside of the classroom. So that's where you find a way to study. Best way I could tell you to study is by trial and error. You're really not gonna be able to kind of dictate the first go around. So the first exam of your college career might not be so hot, you know, it's okay. Your tests are really gonna matter, which is why it is so important to study for them. So your homeworks, they matter of course because they're a grade, and so you're like, well, they don't really count that much, so maybe I don't have to do them. No, you should do them. You really just have to learn how you learn best. Study groups are a major key to learning in college and being successful academically. In college, it's best to find people who are of probably in the same little college as you. So for me, I'm in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Because I'm a communication major and an art studies major, I have those groups of people who can specifically help me when it comes to my major classes. So finding people who you can study with and who you're going to be productive with is super important. Another tip of academic advice, your professor has spent years upon years, done mounds upon research in their specific topic, and you're not gonna get it the first time, and you're gonna think to yourself like, wow, I'm really dumb. You're not, okay? You're just taking in a new type of material. Now you're gonna think because you're in college and no one is pressuring you and mom's not knocking at your door saying, get out. My mom was the type of mom to just bust up in my room, it don't even matter. But no one is pressuring you to go to class, right? Which is exactly why it's important for you to go to class, okay? It is hard, it's so hard to get out of bed sometimes and go wake up and go to that class. It is, but I'm telling you, go please. For some courses, attendance is not mandatory. Even though your professor tells you that and it's written in the syllabus, that doesn't mean don't come. That just means you don't have to come. It's wise though to show up. When you show up, please know that early is on time, okay? It is embarrassing, especially when you're in a class of like 100 students or more and you are literally walking in at a 9:30 class at 9:30 and the professor is already up there and everybody's just looking at you like,
Sis, we've been here since 8:30.
Look. There are people who will like literally come to a class like 2 hours early and just sit in the lecture room. Don't do that, okay? I'm not saying come like 2 hours earlier, but if you know that you got a lot to do and little time to do it, you might want to be there just a little bit early. There's something called the learning tea, which is, I'll put a picture, go graphics, what that looks like. Those who sit in the first couple of rows in a lecture hall and then straight down the middle in a lecture hall tend to retain the information better, okay, than those who don't. And I'm not saying you have to be front and center, but your girl was front and center. So I never sat in the back of a classroom. I always sat in the very front or in the very middle, and I can say it was very helpful. if it ever comes a time where you're like, is this really worth it? Do I really need to turn this in? Please turn it in. Even if it's like 3 weeks late, please turn it in. I turned in a paper 2 months late and still got credit for it, okay? It was an F, because it was 2 months late, but I got credit for it. Every little grade matters.
Hey, is college hard?
I say, it is just, it's hard. College is hard. It's not like high school. You're there for one thing and one thing only, and I'll reiterate this in my, social life video for college advice, but you really are there to get your education and get that degree and go to your career, okay? So everything else doesn't matter unless that is what you're focusing on. So you do different things, like you join clubs and you make friends and you might date, but it all matters about your education. And so putting that number one on your priority list is the most important thing to do. Last but not least, it's super imperative for you to set goals, attainable goals. Now, if you know that you are not a morning person, I may or may not be speaking from experience, but do not, for the love of God, give yourself 8:30 and 9:30 classes. Don't do that. You're gonna hate yourself, okay? Don't do that. Like, it's so stupid. Do what works best for you. I found that I am most productive in the later afternoon, like the evening and night. So what did I do my second semester of college? I picked up 2 night classes, okay? One of them ran till 9 o'clock almost. It's okay, that's just how I function. I might have missed a lot of things going on campus, but at least I did well in the class, and plus it was the class for my major, which is even more important for me. Be practical with your goals, but make sure that they're stretching you. So for instance, say, oh, I wanna get all A+s my first semester. Honey boo boo, child, I don't know nobody who's done that. Glad you have those dreams, sweetie, but you need to make sure that you are not, discrediting your mental health, that you are always checking in with your friends. Now saying, I will turn in every assignment this semester, that is an attainable goal. That is a goal that I have for myself personally, because I know that that's something I struggle with. Set those goals for you. Look at your patterns in high school. Say, what did I lack in? What area could I have worked on academically? And then pay special attention to that. Give that focus. And one more thing about studying. Do not think that #NoSleepGang is the way to go. There are some people, and I mean like this many people in the world, and I know one person who is good for this, who does not sleep at all, like probably gets 1 hour of sleep a night and does fine with life. That is not healthy, okay? And I don't know how the person is still alive. Your brain is not very useful when it's been running on 8 straight hours of just studying and nothing in between, no breaks, no nothing. It's not useful. Be careful and be mindful of your health. All right, I'm finished. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, stay poppin', and I'll see you next week. Right, gotta do my entrance. Boom, 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 boom. She's back.